only ones that had it.
Okay.
And, like I said, that 2 ounces, you're losing that figure, with your road graves, and we picked up 5 pound copper. Difference in the amount of money then compared to what it is. It's just we'll be able to just step right in and do the same thing over and get it done right instead of putting Band-Aids on it.
Sure.
So it's an investment in your county road program. It doesn't matter to me, it's just they presented it to us, and it's definitely the right way to maintain and repair roads. It's going to take people and manpower. We have neither. And the good way to prove that was this last snowstorm just kicked our butt. Both in machinery, manpower, fatigue, you name it, we had. And if we're going to build, you need to start with the roads, because if you haven't got roads, you ain't gonna need to have new buildings anywhere, because they ain't gonna get there to see. So it's just something that, like I said, it don't matter who's sitting in this seat. If you adopt that program and they do it right, then you'll have better roads than anybody in the state of Indiana, I can tell you that. And I didn't get to present the commission with the program that I presented to council. And I will say that the council responded very good. I had a lot of questions, a lot of positive feedback, which I appreciate. It's a decision time. I also brought up to Andrew, we have to make a decision on fuel. He was unaware that our fuel tanks have to be out by October. If not, we will be paying $1,000 a day for that. So that's a mighty big expense. As a matter of fact, we haven't even got, I can't even propose you a solution yet, because we're still working on a serious solution. There's just a lot of things going on that I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but you need to be aware of, because I don't know what I'm saying. So it's not better presented to you, because it's going to need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Along with your building, and you need the same thing for your road program.
Well, I knew the underground tank was going to be an issue this year.
Yes, it is.
Because it was somewhat an issue last year.
Right,
You know,
you
so.
were in on that.
How many things?
You just, how many tanks? Do you just have one? Oh, 3, okay.
Actually, 2, the diesel and the
Okay.
off-road, yeah, off-road. But
Okay.
Does it cost take money?
Oh, it's kind of expensive, I think, to take them out.
We had a bid of 27,000 last year, so that's going to be way up this year.
But they've had issues of getting water in those tanks too, being underground.
We thought, we did in the gas, but we didn't in the diesel.
Right.
Which, that was just a lifesaver.
Oh my gosh, yeah. 20,000
Since
done
that's
that,
been
so
diesel,
room.
we've been shut clear down
Right.
during the blizzard.
I know we had gotten things in the past from Newton Oil and some of these others, wanting to
The other fuel companies don't put the additive that County Mark does for gelling. And if we'd had another fuel company, we'd have greater sitting there. Also, I know that you got a record bill that was very high to some. That was 7 actual phones out, call-outs, 7. So he did 5 hookups. So if you divide that compared to the others, he's well within range and very appreciative, because he's the only come out with blizzard. And that's what we had them on their side. We had to get them up, had to do this, do that. So that's something that doesn't happen every year. But you kind of need to look forward to if we start having blizzards again.
well, isn't it hard getting rid of the tanks too?
Yeah,
Right.
Because we had an issue.
We've
Yeah.
got lots of issues.
Yeah. It's something we need to start looking at and getting better
Well,
idea, so we
it's
can.
not gonna get any
address it.
better, that's
No,
the
it's-
problem, and that situation's kind of been ongoing, but yet
What's the ticking time bomb? October? What's the date?
October first,
Yeah.
Okay.
or $1,000 a day.
Because I know in the summertime, the auditor has to certify that we have insurance on our underground
Yeah,
and,
and we went ahead and did that again this year with our next spec on the block. But,
Getting the old tanks out is a bigger issue than getting new tanks in.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. So those are just something I think we're all gonna need to sit down and have a little joint meeting of some sort and see. We're gonna have to financially get things set up and get a program to try to set it up.
Who would typically come in as a contractor and get rid of the tanks for us?
You can put that out for bid, but Campbell, Bell, just two I can think off the top of my head that can be bonded that would do it.
Is there any downfall in putting it out for bid to get a price?
You'd have to.
Advertise it, of course,
Yeah.
but, I mean, there's just a process there. It's not that long between now and October to start getting ideas in place.
Right.
That's all right. I see a hesitation. Kent, what is it?
No, I was just thinking, we may want if there are environmental concerns, we may want an environmental engineer to advise on putting together the bid specs.
Sure.
And everything else.
Okay. I just,
And you better have a replacement ready to go. So the ambulance-
That needs site service.
I just feel like we need to keep on it opposed to waiting until July and say, oh, hey, we gotta do something.
Right, and we need to have some system set up that when we do the changeover, because it's ambulance service ambulance.
So I think our first step of order here would be to find an environmentalist that we could contract with and give us advisement on, I know it sounds expensive, right?
No,
That's, I think, Roger.
Yeah.
Rogers,
Yeah.
that's already,
Okay.
he's already,
Yeah.
he's already
Okay,
on board as far as working for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his
Okay.
on-call agreement, so you can just
Perfect.
task him.
And he would have that right down. the road.
is that something we should reach out to Roger then on? And, okay, perfect.
And just tell him you want a plan.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get hold of Roger and get that ball rolling for you.
Okay,
And,
thank you.
and, yeah, keep that rolling there.
And I want to contact Cirrus to get the above ground or below ground,
Perfect.
but there's, where are we going to put it?
That's
At
it.
the existing or somewhere? That's.
I would,
right, yeah.
You see where I'm going?
I know.
You get this planning thing going, and then they say this is here. Pardon? We're trying that, the company that was doing that left, they're down in Tennessee. So, Service Solution contacted the guy who came in to build those uprights. Then you don't have to have them bladdered and diked. So it takes less room.
who is stipulating that they, obviously, who's stipulating that they have to be removed from underground and put above ground? Is that IDIM or what division?
Travis? Yes, you still back there, brother?
Yeah, yes.
Who told us to get the fuel tanks out? IBM?
No, it was a contractor that usually comes and does the inspections on our tank. It was a crossover between the two that was leaking. It was gonna cost right around 20 grand to get replaced. They recommended us to take them out. I recommend to take them out. I paid 6, so.
So the inspector is the one that caught it and got that ball rolling. Got it.
But yeah, it's better than I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's basically all I've got. Unless we get together some other.
And we need to get together and have a plan of where
It'd be nice,
you want to,
it'd be nice because like that grader thing, you know, we'd like to get that started as soon as possible. And that would include manpower and some more equipment, so. And they're delivering something that I don't have money for next month, so
Are you leaving? Are you gonna stay for the rest of the meeting?
I'll stick around.
Okay.
I'll stick.
All right.
yeah, because we're gonna have to talk to the council to get money
That's what
for,
I said, I even
some of your
had that
equipment.
blizzard knocked that out, and we had it today.
okay,
Scar's gone.
Garth is not coming. Sheriff?
Sheriff?
Yo.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you? Hey, I'll present that to you guys. This is our out-of-county holds,
Okay.
okay? I've got 49 in there total. I've got 8 more coming today from Sullivan County. And at 7:30 this morning, I was picking him up. So, Trent, of course, but anyway, that's what we've got. Sullivan County, we've been using them quite often, or they've been using us quite often.
Okay.
I've got more coming today. June or July this year, I will be taking at least 30
Wow.
counties
Okay.
because they're doing renovation at their jail. So, with Vermillion County, when we have our inmates down there, Sheriff Phillips will not charge us the first 30 days on 10 of them. So I'll return that favor. But the rest of them will be charged. So
Sure.
that's where we're at. Also,
What's a projected timeline for that renovation for them?
by the end of the year, they should be done.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Okay.
because they're adding beds, they're adding offices, they're adding to the kitchen. I mean, they're going pretty much full bore on their project in there. So I will have their inmates for a while. Sullivan County, like I said, I'll take it, you know, it is what it is. It's money in our bank, you know, so anything they want to throw at us, we'll take. Parole, we've been getting a lot of paroles, which the state pays us. And that's on that sheet too with the level 6s and the paroles. So,
Okay.
then we talked here a while back about the body scanner. Andrew's he's got the money, or got the quotes for
I forgot
this.
about that.
And the reason I'm laughing.
I see. It's gonna be a big number. I can tell by the.
Big number.
I can tell by the hesitation there,
Yeah.
what we're up against.
Yeah, so.
This one, is this the nice one that they say to get?
Yes.
This one here?
That is
Okay.
not the
It
one-
doesn't surprise me because
Well,
I kind of had a heads up.
I looked at what you were about before there, so.
Well, it went up a little bit.
Since you first, because I know Dudley wanted you to get another quote and it was advised from other
Well,
sheriff's department to go with this one.
just from what I know so far, Shelby County, Davies, Washington, and Vigo have this machine. So the price is including in the software and a 2-year warranty.
Okay.
$183,000 or $185,063,
And how long is this quote good for?
30 days.
30 days, okay.
We've been talking about this since before we opened the jail, so
Mhm.
I would like to put this to bed if we could today.
I tell you what,
Well, and a good example.
the council left, which I'm not so sure. well, Dudley had to leave. He could have finished the meeting with the Zoom, but I think we thought we got everything taken care of, that the council will be meeting Monday. So if the commissioners go ahead and approve this for you to move forward, and then you get the council's Monday, would that be fine?
Well,
The difference
and
between-
think for them real quick, we actually had a guy come in from parole. He was digging stuff out of places that I didn't know you had. Okay.
Okay.
So-
This is just about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, They work.
Luckily, he was honest enough to let us know.
Okay.
If not, we would have called. And our tone would have been back and back, we overdosed or anything like that, so. you know,
This one here has the narcotic detection software included in it, so it's pre-programmed for baggies, needles, whatever, to pinpoint those in the screen and send up an alert on your computer screen of, hey, there's something here, looks like this. The other ones don't do that, the other one is available. With the laws set the way they are, we can't necessarily do body cavity searches any longer.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have a problem. I mean, I think I was kind of pushing you guys to, because it was discussed last year, but then nothing was done. And we thought about using CARES Act money and then, but you have enough money in your special purpose. And I talked to Jim Lee Hirschberger about it too. And as long as the council's on board, I'm okay you using special purpose funds for this because it is a new jail. And we really didn't talk about this at the time when we were going through all the new jail proceedings. So, I mean, I would make the motion that the commissioners accept this quote to pay out of special purpose funds. If you want to second it, and then you can bring it to the council and see if they agree with that.
Could you please just make that contingent on, I just need to make sure at this dollar value, that this doesn't have to be left for bids.
Okay,
So if so, we can do bids.
I can do that contingent on,
If it's especially at that amount, I think.
because you do have another quote.
We do have that quote, yes.
But
Yeah.
it's just,
it's not comparable.
It's a-
It's not a comparable machine. There's no. other than
There's not
comparable,
anything else out there
Nothing that
to,
has the narcotic detection.
I think Ken's the public part probably the issue.
sorry.
Is the public part the
Public.
issue, the public, no, yeah.
It's just a notice. I mean, but let me, there's a part of the statute that if it's a special, I mean, if your purchase file had just notes that it, the unique quality of the item, and you can cover it that way. That's an
Okay.
exception, I just want to check on.
all right, so I
If it's
did,
under over 150, then the general rules that publish access.
Right. Okay.
so I did change my motion to contingent on everything that he just said. Okay, I'm not repeating it all.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
And what's a lifespan on a machine like this? Is this a 10-year investment of 20? I mean, I doubt technology's good that long, but
I doubt it is.
Yeah.
You're probably looking at 10 years.
yeah, okay.
Mhm,
And is there a place that you guys have situated that will accommodate this?
mhm.
Yeah. As soon as you go on our site, or you come through the double doors,
Yeah,
you'll be coming through that machine.
okay.
So that way it doesn't go any further, doesn't go into the bookend area. If there is something, we go right back around, go across.
Sure.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a spot.
Because we kind of looked at that, like the temperature control.
Yes.
Yep.
That same area, so,
I'll second your motion
okay,
for the commissioners to approve this and move forward with.
okay.
And then you guys want the other quote? Correct.
Well, I
If you want to share with the
probably
other
share it
I
with
think
us. I
it'll be
think I've
contingent,
seen it before,
it'll
but,
be more contingent on Kent if we have to publicize it or not.
So we can do that.
Yeah, no, it's no big deal. It's just the proper sequence to get it
Mhm.
going, right? So,
okay, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay.
You guys have
Thanks, guys.
anything for me or?
unless you have anything for us.
Do you have all your, I think I talked to Andrew, you had a few issues still going on with the
Generator.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna touch on
generator,
that.
plus, I thought there was something else.
There's
Some
still-
warranty
there's
issues you're
still
kind of
items
concerns,
that
okay.
need to be,
Is
And-
Kettle Hut getting back with you?
Yeah, they're addressing those.
That's fixed.
We're to a point where people are wanting to point fingers at each other, the contractors are, and it's kind of,
What's our magical date again?
I don't know,
We're
it's-
we're
I
pushing
think
it.
we're, I thought it was February, some-
How many people you got?
I got 49.
How many, 49?
Yeah, I've got, yeah, he's working on it.
Hey, Brenda, can I see that? Can I see this? Yep.
Yeah.
they're
Got eight working on it today from Sullivan County.
What's the percent of women or men?
That's all right.
is on here? I mean, I do, you got more women, you got men or less?
No, I've got one block and it's full.
what date do they go by? Who signed it first?
I think they're all dated, like he said.
I think we're gonna-
Kettle Hut signed it first, and
Yes.
the rest of them didn't sign till later. 'Cause-
Yeah, but if you made the claim with before, even if it is one veteran.
Okay.
You made that.
Some information, well, she wanted to ask to get information on it.
Thanks, guys.
And then you'll get that other quote to us, right? Are they gonna get that other quote?
Yeah, they can.
I'll put my copy here, copy so that get the other one. Well, so I'm giving you mine. I have it. Oh, do you? Okay. Okay. I'll take mine back. Okay, he needs to give me another quote too, yes.
That will come in and
I thought he was gonna have it.
work and they can start taking traffic for those people. So I think it's all.
Are they there?
Anyway,
Are you guys whispering?
It was just a conversation.
I know.
We
I'm
didn't
like,
pass anything.
yeah. Are you whispering?
They made
I had a
a
question.
they made a motion, and Bill seconded, I heard it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. And Andrew, you'll get your other quote. Hopefully you heard me. Okay, he's not paying attention to me. Health Department. Hey, long time no see. Wow. Woo.
I really don't think other than we're just really small, obviously, with the vaccination and stuff, so we've got that.
There was something brought up, Old Rab School. I've been hearing some complaints about that. Is there anything, I mean, we don't really have an ordinance.
Well, we have our unsafe building ordinance. It's not just structures, it's the entire property. So
Okay,
if you wanna-
Well, previous, we did go down and look at that, basically, some of the owners didn't want to pursue that at that time. So,
okay.
I mean, we can go back down.
I'm hearing it again, like here recently, this past week.
I mean, we can go down, take pictures of it and submit it to Ken to see what.
And I don't know if it's so much someone's building back there, so there seems to be more traffic. I don't know.
Yeah, I think somebody built a house back.
Yes,
Yes.
okay,
It's abandoned property, and that's what that statute's for.
okay.
The last time that I was by, it looked like it was falling in more
Okay.
previously.
Yeah.
If you want.
That's what I
mean,
heard.
We can swing by and we can get some time
Okay.
to take some pictures and send him, and I think I still have it in the first time that we want the comparisons. and stuff. So
Okay, that sounds
We
good.
just email those to you or swing by.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Anything else? Because I'm sure you guys are high gear still. Yeah.
Security.
I think on behalf of the commissioners, I think we should give our gratitude to that health department. I know you guys are working, and you can extend this on to the nurses, especially. You guys are working around the clock. I'm not sure anybody could have signed up for this, but you guys have all handled it extraordinarily well. I don't think there's been one complaint that I've heard of any of the vaccines going on over at Warren County. Everything's just been great. So thank you guys. Thanks to nurses. Thank you all for being team players and just doing what we have to do to get past this little hiccup in history, hopefully, and then get back to some sort of normalcy. So,
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Shots was great.
Yeah.
They're well organized.
I've heard nothing but great
Yeah.
things coming from over there. So,
Yeah, it's just, the only negative there is parking, but I think we've got it controlled. The town weeks worked with us and they made it temporarily one way where we had plenty going on so we can control the parking because they were coming in other ways. It was really unsafe for the people out there that was working it, but now it's much better.
I think I should also extend my gratitude towards you and Jenny specifically. You two really didn't sign up for any part of this stuff, but you guys have really switched hats and helped the nurses and helped with this, the COVID as much as you guys possibly can. And thank you for doing that.
Thanks.
They do a great job.
Joe,
Joe,
did you have anything?
I just got a couple of things here. One is want to make sure that on the 53,049 that we bought the reports with, we did receive that February, so that's all been equal down.
perfect.
One thing we did last Friday, we had a cybersecurity workshop in the office. All the office holders attended, which was great. I would like to see they participated as well as Brad and dispatch. After, it started at 9, ended at noon, so it was a fairly long workshop. We did discuss, the group that was there discussed it. We are going to have a meeting tomorrow. I did email out most of it, I think, all of it. Maybe, I don't know if you got the email, but I'll start making sure you get it. But anyway, we're going to start working on our COOP plan and our COOP-CON, but it's our continuity of operation and continuity of government plan that we have in place. It's got to be updated just for the simple reason this year we changed a lot of offices and a lot of new people coming in, so that's all got to get changed. And that part too, they have certain programs that's listed in it that they were using, but I tell you for now, that all needs to be changed. The other thing we're working on is a cybersecurity plan. Brad has come up with a template on at least one to start with. We're going to start going over it, do these meetings, and hopefully within a month or whatever, we will have a water plan that we can present to the commissioners and go with that. Saying that, I'd like for a commissioner or council members to join us in these meetings. So you need to make sure you get your emails, just for the simple reason you need to be kind of in the loop and know what we're up against and what's going on. Eventually, the commissioners sign off on it, so anyway, we need to make sure you're there.
Okay.
Let's see, the other thing was, I've been working with Kelly, the health department on a PA vaccine grant, that's from FEMA. That grant is my understanding is 100% grant. What it does, it helps pay to set up a site. What we're wanting to do is, if we get the grant, is set up a site here in Campbell County. That's give them vaccines. Our goal is to try to do it, start in April, whether that happens or not. That would be a question on whether we get any of the grant. The grant itself, once you turn in your plan or your project, the cost factors, if it's approved, you get 50% of it up front, and then start from there. So hopefully we can work on that and see what happens with that.
Thanks for working on that with Kelly.
Yeah, and I checked, see, I do have, when this all started back in February, March, I set up a grant thing where I can do grants with the PA. I didn't realize that the health department had done the same thing. When I started to do the project in line, the state came back and said, oh, wait a minute, this is the health department has one. So anyway, we put it back, so now she's doing the paperwork on it, she'll tell us, oh, we have to see what happens on that.
Sure.
So, that's cool. I think that's, yeah, that's all I got.
Thanks, Joe.
No, okay, I'll get you guys after to it, and I'll get Kelly.
Hang on, Joe.
Wait,
How many people would you need? I mean, if that all goes to plan, and you could have a chance to have a building or wherever, I mean, what are you gonna need, Joe? That's the whole outfit, like.
It was 22 people, wasn't it, Joe? 22 people.
Yeah, that's what I was-
People. I think the plan is what we're working on is they'll do vaccine 2 days in Warren County, 2 days in Fountain County. They would just move the people, the equipment and stuff will be left. Our plan is to do it at the 4-H fairgrounds. Is where we're planning on setting up. I don't want to get, I don't know if Kelly's online or not, is she?
I don't think so.
Okay, just to give you a little bit of what we discussed in the planning part, was we were gonna have, I think they have 4 stations up there with the hospital.
We have 4 vaccinations.
She was planning on going to 6 in Fountain County, to where we could do up to 300 and some people a day. At the fairgrounds over here, as far as giving vaccines.
I just was thinking, you know, they say they're gonna start doing these booster shots. So you got all these people who's been vaccinated, and they're thinking that even after the 2 shots, they need the booster. Well, now Johnson & Johnson came out with this 1-shot deal.
Yeah.
And so they still gonna need a booster. So I can see it would be a benefit for Fountain County as well as Warren County here, working together and getting everybody vaccinated.
Yeah, we need
Looks like an
to,
ongoing thing.
yeah, but hopefully if we can get this grant for, even if we don't, we may have to figure out a price, at least equipment price to get set up at both places. So they have, the health department has what they call a pod trailer where they can set up one location. We need to be able to set 2 locations, so that we would have to buy the same equipment. It's in this trailer. The first order this other. Sure. So, but anyway, that's the way it's looking right now. But, we'll keep you informed on it. But that's on what we're working on now.
But they would actually go inside the building though.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it was
It's just, the trailer just carries the equipment.
yeah.
I just saw some things on TV where they're doing this snapshot, and you're like, wow.
No. We're just, what has to happen is we gotta set up inside, I want to call it booths, but sections where people can go and get their shot and privately come in, just like they have one county. They have a 15-minute wait, they got an area set there to watch, and then they can leave. But it's, it'll be a little bigger project compared to what's in Warren County, but it's simply more people. But at the same time, like I said, you're thinking right, I think now they do, Tuesdays and Wednesdays in Warren County, we would probably do Monday and Thursday, or maybe Thursday and Friday. Thursday,
Currently, we're
depending on the,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, they just expanded.
yeah. So it'd just be expanding what we have, using pretty much the same people. Moving to Fountain County. And then we would catch more people, and with being able to set up another site, they would be able to get more vaccines and stuff into That's pretty much in a nutshell.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you.
That's all I got. If you got any other questions? And what we was talking, if you come down the office,
We need to go down there.
Yeah, I was,
I'll get you set up with a city number, your
Yeah.
student ID number, and get you set up. So if you ever after meeting.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Kathleen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still around the corner?
I'm
There
here.
she is.
I don't have anything.
You have anything for us? She just wants a new building. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all she wants.
Don't we all?
Right? That's it, right?
Yeah.
You guys want to build a building?
I will build you a building all day long. I can't promise I can pay for it, but I'll build it for you. No, we're well aware. I just wanted to get that little toss out. It's always.
I thought most of the council would like to.
Yeah.
If we want to, like, see how much it would cost to tear down the jail, or throw that idea up here, or.
Well, and that's where, you know, this company that comes in, they're gonna
See.
They're gonna
yeah,
pretty
I was
much
gonna
tell
mention that,
you-
but then-
they're gonna tell you whether that building's worth saving or,
Right.
you know, where the rest of us, we all have our opinions,
Right.
you know, on it.
Some people tell you it's great, other people tell you it needs to be torn down, it's
Yeah.
not thinkable.
Part of it might be
I'm not a structural
salvageable,
engineer.
I don't know. That's not my expertise. I rely on,
Other than that,
but yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be a, you know, in 30 days, we're gonna have an answer, but we are
I know.
Right.
tossing some things around. But we gotta have the council
Right.
work
We
with
can
us
do
too.
that tonight.
Yeah.
So-
We won't
And
say it
then-
was you, Bill.
And the issues here at the courthouse, it just seems to be a domino effect of what's going on. And I guess I thought I would know more today, but since council kind of wants to think about this plan of this company coming in and, you know, with our buildings and everything, once, you know, we have, I think their blessings, you know, to move forward, then we might know better of
Yeah.
what we can do. That's just my thoughts on it. I don't know, Andrew?
No,
Same?
that's
Okay.
actually, and Kathleen's talked, and I talked slightly, I
Okay.
just don't want her to feel like we've just totally
Ignored her.
ignored her,
Yeah.
because that's not, we're trying. We understand it's an issue, we understand that you've outgrown that facility and something needs to be addressed. I don't have the address proper, the fix at the moment, but we know what you want, we know what you need, and we'll work it.
What,
4 years or 3 years over there?
since 2014.
7.
My
And so the
It's
other,
just frustrating for
and so the other thing is too, you know, that being said, now we gotta, since we share, what is Warren County, what are their thoughts on it too, you know? I don't think we've really tested the waters on that, have we?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
re-
don't think they'll be thrilled, but
No, but,
we
um,
might have to sweet talk it a little bit.
I think they need to realize that that was just kind of crammed down our throats, so to
Yeah,
speak.
there was no other
It
option.
was,
given
there was
at the
nothing
time.
out there, and it was just a quick fix, and that's what we did at the time, so. That's all I'm gonna say on it. We,
That's all I have.
huh?
We put some money in.
Yes, we did, yeah. And it's not that it's total waste, you
I don't know
know?
that much money was put into moving per se, it was a lot of put into the equipment.
Yes,
A lot went into the new phone system, but
yes.
I mean, we've been using.
But we
that.
were due for that, anyway, for that upgrade.
And a lot went into the new radio system, but that'll all move with us.
And yes, we did have to buy air conditioning, you know, to help the cooling.
Right.
That was probably something, but other than that, we didn't really renovate.
I mean,
a
we
whole
renovated
lot.
the room a little bit, but to make the equipment room in my
Mhm,
office,
right.
but I mean, other than that. I
Built
don't
that
know, I
wall
would have to-
closet. Yeah, I don't even know if we have, well, find those records.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Thank
Anything
you.
else?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
I think that's all the department. Adam, do you have?
I have a couple things, I guess, that I want to run through.
I just have one thing, so.
Go ahead, you can get yours out of the way. I'm just
Okay.
in a carrying mood
I
at the
got,
moment.
I got
so-
another email from Spyglass, and I know that Kent,
Oh, yeah.
we've talked about like maybe doing away with it, because he's after me to, I don't see any savings, honestly. So I know he's adamant about talking to me. I don't want to talk to him because I really don't have anything to say. Because,
He's called me.
and I'm sure you don't have anything to say either.
I don't.
It's the second year and he wants us to pull records again. Why? If we've not changed anything, what are you gonna find out in that second year? Brad's not real happy. I think it's gonna be a waste of my time getting on a conference call with Brad and him and I, honestly.
Yeah, you certainly don't have to. It's just, if you want to terminate the contract, it's just, I think there's a certain amount of money that still be owed and, you know.
So do I need Colleen to reach out and see what the process would be for canceling the agreement?
I'll,
Or do you
I don't
want
remember
to
off
take
the top
care
of my
of it?
head, but I'll.
Because I think I gave you that
Yeah.
file.
You get a file, so
okay.
it may just be some notice from you.
Because I know that it's past, the invoice was due like last fall, October or something, and I didn't pay it.
I think you probably still owe that invoice.
Okay, okay. So do you want us to direct the auditor to go ahead and pay that invoice and then pursue maybe?
That's my main.
Just go and pursue the termination.
Okay, so are we,
Huh?
Yeah.
For the,
I think we're under
I don't know.
contract to pay. I don't think we can get out of that. And quite frankly, I'm not sure, what do we pay him on, half or a quarter? How often do we pay him?
yearly. It's
Yearly, we
yearly.
pay him yearly. So in the contract,
It
if
was
I remember
October.
correctly, it stated the contract that we still owe, I think there's no obligation to get out of it. The contract to withdraw was a 60-day notice
60 days.
maybe, prior to. You know, so we're under contract now because we
So,
owe them in the fall until the fall this year. Is that correct? And this would complete the third year contract with them, I believe, if I read it right.
I'll look at it again, make sure there's not an automatic renewal. We want to give them the 60 days notice, but I agree that we're obligated to pay for this last year, so we may want to go ahead and make them do their.
And just finish out the contract with them.
I just finished up,
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, if I was Colleen, you don't have to provide all those. They want you to pull claims and for AT&T and honestly, it's a waste. It's a waste of time.
You guys can, yeah, it's just, I think we're still contractually obligated
Okay.
through the full term, and it's up to you and whether you want to cooperate or.
Just pay them, pay the invoice now. Pay the invoice and then we'll work on severing. And you can talk to Brad if you want to, he would concur. There is no saving. He's been doing the work for us.
So do we need a letter to terminate, or you?
I think they need to give written notice.
Okay. I do have a thank you note here from, we donate for the Mac van, so thanking the county for their contribution, their donation. Did you want to read it?
Okay,
Go ahead.
I want to ask a question. You know, can I ask a question about the auditor's office having repair renovation of the ceiling? And is that all that needs to be done in that room? Are there other problems as well?
There's
Of course.
nothing behind the wallpaper on the walls, but for the time being, we had a Maresco coming in here. And maybe you take
Yeah,
over.
Okay, so when the ceiling fell, I didn't even want, the ceiling needed fixed. We couldn't leave the ceiling the way that it was. When we talked to Gabriel from Tradecraft, they came in and assessed the situation, and he verified, yes, we can fix the ceiling. We can patch it, we can tuck it wherever we need. And I was very specific to Gabriel, the walls in there are a mess, much like the rest of this courthouse. There's other issues. The crumbling behind this wallpaper. The wallpaper is really a bigger issue. I told Gabriel, if we need to address the corners to tie everything in together, so be it. That's fine. I don't want to lack there. But, you could spend a year in that office renovating and then come back 5 years from now and tear it all back out because something else needs done. That's where we were hesitant. And I asked Gabriel, can the ceiling be fixed and the walls be fixed later if needed? If we come back 6 months from now and a chunk of wall falls out, the ceiling and walls are two totally different scenarios. The ceiling fell because of an obvious leak that was fixed. The walls are from a different scenario. The scenario that caused the walls to be the way they are has not been fixed yet. So we can tear all that wall out and put it back and make it look pretty. But in 10 years from now, 5 years from now, we didn't fix the issue that caused them to be the way that they are now anyways. So he recommended holding off on the walls, if we can, to fix the issues that caused the walls to be the way they are and come back and address the walls later. If something needs to be done with those walls now, or a week from now, or 6 months from now, they can go back and fix those walls without touching the ceiling that they just fixed. He assured that it was two separate projects that did not interfere with one another, is the reason we chose to go that way. There are substantial wall issues in that room, but do we really want to hurry up and fix a wall and not fix the issue that caused the wall, and we're just covering it back up, and it's gonna crumble again. So with this master plan in place, we would be able to see the priority in all the walls and start addressing them, in some sort of renovation project that addresses each individual area of this courthouse, opposed to tackling something that maybe something else needs to be, maybe the windows need to be replaced in there, maybe something else needs to be fixed in that room, outside the building, inside the building, before we tackle the walls specifically. And quite frankly, everybody knew that the ceiling we fixed was just really a Band-Aid, because now all we did was conceal a pipe that is capped. It didn't fix anything. Now we have a register in the courtroom that doesn't work.
So you're really talking about condensation.
Yeah. And Rick will have a different idea. There's so many different voiced opinions. It's hard to get a feel.
They know what my feeling is. I think that the way we work in there, that this irritates me when you look at the wallpaper now and touch it and dust flies. It's so, anybody can go in there and tear a piece of wallpaper off, the sides and lower down. I could buy a little bit, truck up from plaster right now, and why just get wallpaper? It's that bad. I just don't want people to, health-wise, have to sit in there. It's fine if we're gonna fix it. Right now, the furniture's out. It's just like that hallway upstairs. When we done the first one, we should have done the second. It's the same company. Okay? We got half the room out right now. Why don't we just fix it now? I know what Andrew's talking about. I can see both sides. But if I worked in there full time, which I'm not, I'd buy one of theirs, just for their sake. You can go in there, Tom, look at wallpaper, and I guarantee you it will. You tear a piece of that off, you're gonna have to scoop it. It's that bad.
Same way upstairs.
Yeah. This is,
I think it's all throughout the courthouse.
this is terrible.
I'm telling you.
But I think the reason, like Andrew said, we're holding off, we're having issues with the boilers. So, are we gonna stay with the boilers? Are we gonna go with the new kind of heating? We need a plan, and we need to stick to that plan. And then once we get that, because why would you rip out all the floors or the walls? I mean, some of the floors are bad too, the carpet. But why would you rip that all out? And then if we go with the new heating, cooling, and you gotta dig into the walls that you just spent thousands of dollars on. So, I mean, for the past 8 years, the walls have been bad. And prior to that, and nothing has been done. Because no one knows what to do first.
I can't disagree. There's a monster issue with the walls. I can't disagree with that. I just feel that if we fix them now, we're gonna turn back out. You fix it, I mean, he could spend 6 months to a year in there.
When
Easy.
Nancy Wagner came and talked about all the murals and everything, she talked about starting to take the wallpaper down that's out there. And I agree with that. What's going to be your priority? That out there so it looks pretty, that it stops the deterioration of the murals? Or do you address the heating, cooling issues that we got going on? Because Mark, pointed out that he can tell when we have a meeting in here because of all the air quality and everything. I got to open a window or this and that. So no, the courthouse is not being heated and cooled correctly.
What about the roof situation too? Isn't there an issue with the roof? So when we've got HVAC, people saying it's not our problem, it's the roofing guy's problem. No, the roofing guy saying it's the HVAC guy's problem. I mean, we're to the point that we don't even know where to go with that.
Exactly.
And if you don't start at the top, everything you do inside is gonna be nothing. You're throwing money away.
Yeah.
You've gotta fix the top.
Well, when Century came, like you said, Century came and they did the roof, and then you had this done, and now you got this problem over here. And I think if we get this company in here to assess everything, they're going to know. That's what their expertise in. I'm not. I got to rely on someone that knows what needs.
And I don't feel like we should rely on a contractor to tell us what's wrong, because they're going to tell us what's wrong to suit them.
Yes.
And without somebody pulling everything together as a whole, Like Amoresco has just talked about, I'm not saying that that's the company to go with, I'm just saying, they talked about, this is what I feel like we need to do. We do need a master plan, so we do know where to go.
Mhm.
And like, you know, Peter and I have talked before, the age of things. The only thing we know an age on is the jail and the ambulance building.
Yes.
So
I,
I don't want to throw.
I mean, we have the age of the
back, but
courthouse.
We gotta do something. I don't know where it's just to start, because I'm not a contractor, I'm not an engineer. But I just know if you don't start up there.
Like you said, you
everything
have-
do inside is not gonna matter.
We're having multiple contractors coming in and they each have their idea of what their agenda, yes. So I would prefer, I think, one company that really, their interest is to tell you what your pros and cons that you got going on
Right.
with the data.
And poor Rick.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch it, but, yeah, you know, everybody got a good idea. If I worked in there, it was already tore apart right now, it's $3,000 more, at least typically wallpaper off the patch and leave it on. It might look like hell, but it, at least the last one will be good.
I guess, stand up for my office, is the girls do sneeze a lot, and you can smell that dust. We're tore up, it has been, I mean, we're only a week and a half into it, maybe a week.
Yeah,
It's chaotic, I mean, you don't know where anything's at. I get the master plan, my thing is, okay, if we go ahead, how long is it gonna take for everybody to make a decision to do this? You know, when I worked in there before, 8 years ago, it's probably been 10 years ago, they were supposed to fix that ceiling in the first place. It's just not getting fixed. Another 10 years, what's $3,000?
I don't know where the 3,000 came from, but
I don't
we
either.
need to put
Well,
that
I was
aside though,
using
because it's
that
not
well.
3,000. That's,
It could be 10,000.
that's exactly, yeah, we need to
It's
throw
10,000.
the arbitrary number out the window, because it means nothing.
What I'm saying, is it gonna be next, I mean, right now, we're tore up. I really. like doing this.
I can assure you.
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't want to work in an office where it's gutted.
But listen, they're not going, that one wall isn't the issue. You're gonna tear the wallpaper out, the whole office, you're gonna have to be totally moved.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to work
No,
the way that you
you have
are
to move.
to get that office
Trouble is,
renovated.
we don't
You're all
know-
gonna have to be out
we
of
don't
there
have
We're gonna
totally.
tear out the whole wall,
That you
not just fix.
No, you can't just do a patch of
No,
wall.
you'd have to do the
Every,
whole thing.
that's what I'm saying. Once you go into the walls, you're not gonna fix just a little corner. That's all coming out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, there's no start and
And Rick,
stop
and
once
that's
you
the
do the walls.
problem, you know, that
Well, it's
we don't have
already
any place,
half
we don't have
hour.
no place to send them to.
Well, eventually.
so they
it might
could
come out
function.
of the garden. And say you
Exactly.
don't fix it. A week from now, that whole wall, they collapse. Then you have to move them back out again. You're
Well,
out there now, what I'm saying. It don't make any difference to me. I'm.
The worst
supposed to be
risk, the
part-time.
one, that's the biggest thing.
That's the way it is.
He addressed it today, that asset management. We had a risk management. And he's right. You don't know when that wall is gonna.
No,
fail.
you don't.
We don't. But you know, we had a meeting about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, where they came in and talked about the heating system. And we haven't done anything with that. I mean, we haven't got any concrete information because they gave us 4 options. And we haven't acted on that to the point where either we're gonna get somebody else to move forward with it. But it kind of bounces right back to these walls. And if you say we need to get that fixed, then we need to start on that and see where we're gonna go. Because like you said, we don't know what we have to tear up. I know the sentiment was, well, we don't want to start tearing up all the floors in the courthouse.
Right, just.
Right.
And we don't-
And I get that.
Yeah.
I guess my point is, let's decide and get going.
Yeah,
You know, that's my thing, quit.
Yeah,
But like Rick, I mean, you've been saying that you've had to come in weekends. The one boiler is causing more problems than what it has in the past.
Well, still down, what, I talked to the heating man we have now, he's doing the county a favor, Scott Williams. We got $4,000 for the parts, we could fix that boiler for he has to fix it to get it running, but he's looking after the county. Why put all $4,000 in while we're piddling around deciding what we're gonna do with the heating and cooling? You see what I'm saying? He's looking out for the county. Why put all this money in it if you can't, nobody can decide what we're gonna do? He can fix it if they have emergency, but right now, every day I gotta come in and blow the water out of this, one of those tanks. Because they both work together. Even though it's running or not, we're still pumping water at one side. So
Well-
every day on the weekend, I gotta come in and blow that.
And I understand
Which I
that.
don't mind, I'm
Right.
not bragging about that whatsoever, that's part of the job.
But I think the snafu is, the council wants to be involved in deciding which plan to go with. And I don't think there's an agreement.
I mean, I think we
No one's
could,
really,
I think between the council and commissioners, we could come in agreements on what system is best for this courthouse. I think we can come to that. The hiccup arises is, does the roof need replaced first before the heating, or do the windows need to go before the heating? Or does the heating need to come first? Or does the wall need to be tore out first? Or do we need to put new lights up? Or does the floor need to come out first? Or does the accessory officers need to be hurries all over the place? I mean, where do you even look first? We're throwing darts everywhere and it's like a bouncy ball. And I get it. There is a lot of history. There's a lot of issues in this courthouse that's been here for years, decades. And it's all piled on top of us. And we need to rebuild it as a whole, opposed to taking a little stone out from the rubble, each at one piece at a time. I get the frustration. I know these girls don't want to go back in there with that wall the way it is. I get it. I understand it. I'm happy to reach out. I'll get a price from Tradecraft to fix every wall in that room in a timeline. I'm happy to do that, and he'll be happy to give us a price. But in a year from now, we fixed it, and you're saying, maybe the wall falls in a week from now, we got to move them back out. Well, we may have to move them back out anyways in a year from now when we go do a heating and cooling system anyways. So it's not a fix-all solution. It's a double-edged sword every time. And I think I'm trying to get it at least down to a single-edged sword at a time is what we're trying to strive for. I get the frustration, and we're trying to point everybody in the right direction. The master plan, I know everybody's sick of hearing that word, is trying to get us pointed in the right direction, to give us an idea on what to act for. I'm not looking for this to be 10 years down the road, quite frankly. There's multiple funding opportunities for us in this courthouse to get this renovation started. We didn't even touch on that today. But that's been discussed in the private meeting between Amoresco and the commissioners on how to do it and how to fund it without being really much of a burden on anybody. I think it's more attainable and a more likely timeline than people are aware of, I guess is what I'll put it.
But it's like I say, I don't care. It's up to Colleen, it's her office, the women working here. But this heating and cooling situation is not gonna wait 3 years from now.
well,
Year from now.
we couldn't really do it in the wintertime.
Like the
They waited until, the fall last year. Well, you couldn't do anything now. Now is when we need to start, we're getting to close to winter, and that's when we need to play hardball and decide this is what we're gonna do. But we need the council on board too, with whatever.
Well, is there anything wrong with getting Scott? Because Scott's been helping quite a bit.
You can get the second one going, but do you wanna spend, say, I'm putting a number 4,000 to get it fired up right now?
Well, what I'm saying is, since we've had that one meeting with Marisol,
Mhm.
get Scott in here and get those guys back, because those 4 options, if we don't go out and get somebody else, those 4 options is all we have, plus Scott, because he's doing some work. And so we'd like to get the work started. What's wrong with having another meeting and get a little better idea between the commissioners and council? See where the money lies, see what, see if we get this thing started. Get some communication between everybody. And that's all I'm asking, because if this condensation problem keeps up, you know, it can really be a major problem throughout the whole thing, which it has been. I sat here 8 years ago, if not more, in a commissioners meeting as well as a council meeting in the morning. The guy from Indianapolis came down later in the day and he said, I'll tell you what, in a commissioner meeting, if you don't fix the condensation, you will have this problem. This has been 8, 10 years ago. We haven't addressed it. A lady told me out of your department the other day that she got a blast of heat. It was cold and then got a blast of heat down in the ag extension area. It got really hot. Well, that tells you pretty much what's going on. You're gonna have it throughout the building. And I think you need some another meeting and get the council and commissioners together here. Let's get on this and get it started and get some input. And your input, Scott's input, and, you know, and get some things done.
This has been going on, and, you know, it's not these commissioners, it happened 30 years ago. These walls like Andrew said, I can take you and show you 15 buckets between these four, or a couple of one. It's in the walls, you can't do it.
It's in every room.
Yeah, you can't help that whatsoever. I mean, I had water coming through the second floor light fixture. We had inmates in the elevator, pouring down rain while they was in there for the fixture broke. That's how bad it's already, the damage is done. You know, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody years ago, but it just wasn't. Like you said, you gotta get it started. Do something.
So now we need to have a plan to fix a lot of the damage that's been done. And that's, you know, in 2013, I said that to all the commissioners, that the courthouse is falling down around us, and they didn't want to do anything about it. So now we're having to, we need to deal with it. We have to.
Do you think the group that was here this morning, I think Mark was one that presented the full option.
Mark and Brad,
Yeah.
they came to a joint meeting and they went to very detailed of what they thought needed to be done. But I don't know that everybody was on board on going the full, $2 million to renovate everything, because I know the concern is some of the pipes and everything, what kind of shape are they in? Are we gonna have more of those leaks going on like we had in the auditor's office? Is that a sign, hey, red flag, let's change our heating and cooling now? We're gonna have to spend the money. That's where I'm thinking. I'm getting that from Ameresco. And I know a lot of us want to hold on and keep the radiators, the boilers going, but maybe it's time to change. I don't know. I rely on them to say what is going to be best heating for your building.
They didn't recommend that. They recommended the VFD option.
Yes.
That's what
Because
they
the
really
air
went.
quality is bad. So,
And that addressed the heating and the cooling, I believe. It addressed both of them in that option.
I
And
think-
it was the middle pressure.
That was the foundation too.
Yeah, it was. It was really a collect-all. It was the best compromise
was
of
it
all
this
of
one
them.
or the C?
It was this one here,
Okay.
the VRF system is
It was
what
a
they,
VRF
that's what
system.
they recommended, going with
Yeah,
it.
I remember
It
that.
addressed-
Because it was
addressed-
talking about upgrading, going to VRS system.
And I think,
And everything just kind of took a halt, Tom, because no one was in agreement of what they were telling us. And I don't know if it was partly, no, do I want to spend the money on it? No. But until we get something that's going to stop the condensation, stop this and that, we're not going to be able to fix the walls. They need fixed.
so what I see here, this one alternative C, there was a thought that our boilers are pretty good.
Thanks, guys. Have a good
That's
day.
what I thought. The boilers are pretty good.
They could,
But they need an upgrade. They
You
need an upgrade.
could bring the water people in here right now, they have been here, they've been here. I do not care what you do, what we got inside. I was told, I should be wrong, rebuild the boilers, and fix all their air conditioners, roughly $300. Now, I don't know if I'm way off on that, but I think that if you went to that option there, I wouldn't do it half, I would go with that C option, the heating and cooling. If it's $2 million, it's $2 million.
It's, yeah, the C option addressed everything.
Yeah, that's the
It
one.
it was a collect
That
all,
would probably be a good one. That would be a good one.
and it was, actually the mid price, it was less expensive
Right.
than trying to reuse some of the old stuff.
Mhm.
I think that'd be.
I mean,
And I think that's what, I know Tim and I talked, and we like that option, and that is what Ameresco
yeah,
kind of recommended too. But like I said, everything just went, because we wanted the council on board. Because what are you gonna pay for this out of?
and
We have funds to pay for it out of. But that's where it's up to the council to figure
Mark-
out how you're gonna pay for it.
Mark had mentioned that that their county or one of the counties they were working with had,
Grant? Was it Grant?
there was a grant and maybe a bond that they had went with like 1.2% interest or something just ridiculously less. I mean, it was not even worth even discussing. Their bond company did it, they had their whole project entwined with it, and they just started it. And it was very painless. And from what I gathered from the way our financials look, it really shouldn't have been an issue to go that route and get that with the low percentage and wrap everything into a project and just get this thing started. But I think, and Ameresco, of course, there's other companies. I have reached out to a couple other ones and they didn't really even want to touch the heating and cooling. It's a pretty complex system in an old building. Poorhouses are especially unique. And Ameresco is well-known in this type of work across the state, across the country, I think, quite frankly.
See, what I think some of the thought was, that I'm not gonna prolong your meeting, I'm not here for that, but I know that it's a concern. And I don't know if we have to, it's an emergency, but it's not an emergency where you're gonna make a wrong choice. But I kind of think the thought was, what do we have here that's good? That is really gonna be sound, that we can somehow or another work A, B, or C into that plan. And then he said, well, I got a bunch of old stuff, and how long is it gonna last? There you go. And so, and then that included, well, we're gonna get into the floors. And now you're not looking at $768,000. No way, that's gonna be done. And so that's where let's just get together
Mhm. Yeah.
and talk about it with everybody here and say, guys, let's see if we can get this done and get it done reasonable, but do it right.
Well, and I
Thank
think
you.
the last time we.
Do it right.
And I agree. The last time we talked, we all had our opinions, about everything, but we all need to be on board. Okay, yes, I think this is gonna be the best option for the courthouse.
And if they would
And
like
go
to
with
come in and just give us a little patting on the back to get something going.
So I think they didn't really hint on it because they don't want to intertwine themselves with every other project, but Ameresco would propose maybe the heating and cooling being priority and wrapping that project in with this master plan. So when they're in here digging into the meat and taters of this building, they can see it in depth and they can address issues in depth at that time. So they would take the heating and cooling system, do their master plan and start it from there. And because they're going to tear up anything in their way anyways. And that's what really needs to be sound and put away and then start forward. There would have to be on the bonding side, a kind of a projection put in place so you get the bond for an overall project evaluation. So you could have that bond in place and you keep moving through your steps in that renovation. Once they tore out stuff, you can't patch it back together. You'd want to fix it then. And I think they could put that together relatively easily to get that evaluation. But that would be their projected start point is take a heating and cooling system, let them dig into that system, let them dig into these walls, let them dig into the structural foundation of this building, and then start patching things. The emergency things that need fixed, they can address while they're right there. And as part of this overall renovation project.
Because I think, Tom, your concern, I think is our concern as well. But I think that until we get the heating, cooling, I think that's going to be our main, we need to decide what we're going to do and then put it into the master plan and then let's go from there.
let's put a project together. You know?
Yeah, but I think just, let's get the person in here like Scott, and these other people, so when you're talking and getting all this stuff out in the open,
Yeah.
that's what you gotta do. You may not agree with somebody, but at the end of that meeting, you may agree with the fact that this is what we gotta do.
Sure.
And so that's what I'm saying, you know.
And we
you may-
did, Tim and Andrew and I met with Marisco and Brad, the first part of the year, just because we wanted to bring Andrew up to speed with what was brought before all you guys last year. So then he could kind of have his, thoughts on this and that and get those questions answered that he had regarding, the heating, cooling, the issues of the courthouse. So we did meet. No, we did not meet, with the council again, because I think it was thought it was going nowhere. I don't think Marisco felt like the council was on board with moving forward with anything. So if you want to meet again with them, if Andrew, I may have Andrew reach out to Mark and set that up.
We got a meeting Monday, council does.
Yeah.
You're gonna be here. It could be discussed a little
Okay.
bit. It could be
I don't know
discussed.
that we need to have Mark come
No,
again.
maybe not that day.
Yeah.
But maybe, get some thoughts again and get started on it instead of just hang, it's over our heads.
Yeah, because
I
like you
mean, I'm
said,
talking about hanging up here, nobody wants to.
fixing the auditor's office, fixing down in Joe's office, his radiator,
You can't patch
we
it.
can't patch it. We gotta stop.
You're wasting money.
We gotta
And-
stop that. And Scott would tell you the same thing with the boilers.
And another thing that I'm real quick with Tom, you guys, it's council, it's a commission meeting, but I know it's hanging above our heads and we like to get it done. But we have people, and I heard the consulting firm today, I heard the asset management, and they're nice guys and they got a lot of important things to say. And we need to listen to them. But we have some pretty good people in our county, in the courthouse, that sees this stuff every day. And we gotta take into account their thoughts and have them also feel part of some of this. Scott has told you many things. But we gotta start, if it's up here, then let's start from the top and take a look at this.
Well, this drug issue, they are pointing fingers to each other. I still think they ought to run a camera through all these ductwork and find out what's wrong with it. There's something black somewhere. The walls, he's right there. I guarantee you, Scott will not agree with this other plan. I'm just telling you, he don't think it's worth doing what. He just don't think it's.
You're talking about the VR system.
I don't think he's for it because of all the electronic, because he's gonna be the one that we're gonna call, because you're gonna have a professional, not just anybody can come in here and work on it.
I
That's
think,
his concern.
I'm not sticking up for Scott at all. I think really he can care less right now. He can care less even coming in here right now, wants to do more. He told me he's just doing it for me. If I need a problem, he will call, he'll be here. He's holding off right now for the county, not to put a lot of money in stuff, and we don't know what we're doing. Just like the stack. How many times we changed your mind on that? We had a contractor set up, he was ready to do it, nobody was helping on. It's just going on and on and on. We make a plan, then it ends.
So what you're saying here, we got the same problem right now we had 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Nobody's acted on anything. And it goes back, Brenda, it goes back to money, how much money you want to spend, to us, it goes right back there. And nobody wants to make the right choice. And, nobody wants to build over old. We gotta take something that's good out of that old, if we can't, I think that's kind of what some of the thoughts are, again,
I think
don't mean
that's
to be
where,
redundant, but I think.
right, but I think that's where this master plan is gonna come into play.
Here's where I stand on, you could take every person that works in this courthouse every day, day in, day out, I'm not one of them, and have them write the top 3 things that this courthouse needs addressed first. Write your top 3. Out of 50 people, 30 people, how many people's here? Everybody's top 3 is gonna be different. There may be some contingency, some, everybody's gonna be different. You know, we have to have that big umbrella over us telling us, these are your top three because of this reason, not because of what we feel internally or what we see externally, but structurally, these are your top three main issues, or top 5, top 100, whatever it may be. And I'm not saying MRESCO is that person, but it takes a company, it takes a plan like that to tell us, to direct us in the right area. I'm in the construction world day in and day out, and I couldn't tell you which room to look at first. It's all a mess.
Well, I mean, we can talk about this forever, but
Yeah.
Monday, you know, if you guys want to, you're going to talk about the master plan, you know, whether to move forward, you know, with that, so that we have something at least to go by, a guideline, so we can start doing stuff instead of just talking about it.
And, you know, just contact Dudley, because he's not gonna be here today, but just contact him and can we get a little bit of a discussion, maybe where we could get another meeting started from that meeting Monday, let's move forward, let's get some plans, get people here, and that type of thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're thinking of the heating,
Yeah,
we need to be serious about it and get going, because right at the end of wintertime, when they're running the boilers and everything, and it's gonna take time, you know,
Correct.
you got advertising, bidding process, all that, once we decide what we wanna do. So, you know, we can't be dragging our feet.
and there's a time element, you're gonna be right back in the next fall.
Yes, and that's what I mean. I mean, this next month, we need to be serious of what we wanna do, and then just start on it, because they're gonna be in limbo. The whole courthouse can be in limbo.
Right.
So
And it's a big decision, it really
it is. And I think we've had time to talk about it last year. It's been discussed, and I think you get the right people in here to help guide you, and
I have one more thing, and then I've got to speak before.
Okay.
I was wanting to know about the possibility, and I have no idea what this entails. We have one radiator that is in the way in there. We do not use it. It's not been on for years. Is there any way we could remove it and have it packed off?
I don't have a
I'm
problem with
pretty
it.
sure you can, they just remove, that stop, came in, look at it, fine.
I'm fine with it.
Would that be all right
It's
to
the
show
same thing
them
up there,
that?
we got that one up
Yeah.
there, we cut it, and shut it off.
We did that at our church.
Yeah.
We took out a lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they've all been gone,
I mean, if we're gonna renovate this.
I don't know, everybody got their
we're gonna
own
make one in here.
but going back to that
Yeah.
room, beyond the side, they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We're fine with it. We're fine with it.
What they're doing now.
I'll make a motion, see seconds, all in favor, aye.
I'll second. Hey, we made a
Uh,
motion to do that.
No, I was motioned to remove her,
Yeah.
her radiator.
What a
He
radiator.
did. He made a motion, I second it. You can remove it, you know, in case someone
In
asks.
case someone questions it.
Get it done. Okay. I don't have anything else. I don't
I don't
believe.
either, no.
Can't you have anything? So sorry. I was hoping this would be a quick,
So we're done, we're gonna do what we're doing with the room, with that, right?
once he's done, we're done until we know more, because there's no sense of doing anything else.
You're wasting money.
Okay.
too.
We're
You know,
wasting, we're
yeah.
wasting time and money.
Unless Scott walks in there one of these days and half of that wall is laying on somebody's desk, you know, that'd be the only situation. Other than that, like, yeah, that's how you're gonna fix that first time.
I have,
And that is a fee.
Did you have,
I have assured with Gabriel, he's told me time and time again, I called him again on Friday. Are we okay doing what we're doing with trade crafts? He said, yes.
He telling you something, right?
He's telling me something.
well, and Josh was saying the same thing, you know, he's
Is it
not,
a big issue? Yes, but
he's
can
not
we-
gonna leave it, you know,
Yeah.
horrible. At least the hole is not left in the ceiling. You know, it's patched up and it looks presentable.
We're putting by definition a Band-Aid in that room, and I hate Band-Aids. I hate them. I don't want to leave those walls. I don't quite frankly even want to patch that in the way we did, but we did.
I'm gonna take a
Okay.
look at that wall.
Okay.
Not just much.
Yes.
We received a piece of equipment out of solid waste.
Oh, did you?
So,
Okay.
yeah, we don't have all the parts, but main equipment's there. And then they can or have been